Great Awakening and Grand Rising Purple Nation. Someone brought this to my attention the other night while I was communing with some friends, and it really made me think about some things and like put some things into perspective. I'm always talking about how, in my form of creating space, I connected more with the smaller churches when I was growing up, where we had like this intimate relationship with our pastor, with our teachers, with our spiritual leaders. And another thing that comes to mind in having, because I've had both the mega church experience versus the intimate experience where it was like the little small little neighborhood churches. And I personally felt like I was able to get more help when I was at a smaller, more intimate church. I felt like the smaller, more intimate churches were often more represented in community, often showed up more in community. Now, I stepped away from traditional religion or traditional practices of the monotheistic patriarchal practice, which is Christianity. I stepped away from that in 2015. Between 2015 to 2017, I was experimenting with Buddhism, Hoodoo, um, just a bunch of different practices, researching all of them. I even read a couple of books, about Satan, about Luciferianism, because you can't really have an opinion about something if you haven't researched it for yourself. And so it wasn't hearsay. I actually went to the library, checked a couple of books out, and read those things for myself. Ultimately, LelimLelur was the route for me. LelimLelur is an organic practice. Again, nothing is new under the sun, but it came organically through a residency with two other Black, Indigenous, queer artists. The Word was created in 2017. I have had a beautiful relationship with this practice, but there have been dark times, there have been chaotic times, because LelimLelur required me being one of the founding or resurrecting practitioners. It required me to do a lot of shadow work, because when you claim wholeness, you can't just be this person who is trying to resonate at a high frequency all the time. You also have to be the person who understands your own shadow, your own chaos. You have to go down in the depths of your soul and really be confronted by the things that you said you would never do, but you probably are capable of. And so you really do have to confront your shadow when you are seeking to develop a spirituality or cultivate a space where you're making room for people to be whole, where you're making room for people to be in different spaces of their lives, and you're not condemning them and shunning them, and or you're not having this expectation of grandioseness from them all the time. Now, a lot of times with mega churches, what you're taught to do is just repent and give up your money. Repent and sow. Repent and sow. There's this wash, rinse, and repeat cycle of give all your cutting up, come to church on Sunday in your best dress, repent, give your worship to something outside of yourself, and then sow into the facilitators for validation. So you go and do whatever you want to do, as long as you know how to dress it up when it's time to come together, as long as you know how to mask everything you got going on, and you're able to sow, you're able to put resources in, and you're able to sing this person praises who represents what you wish you could be, and that's definitely how we see celebrity in today's reality. Like, people are out here, instead of doing the work to be more like Jesus, they'll say, okay, well, Jesus did that. Jesus carried my sins. Jesus accomplished all of that. I'm just going to sing Jesus praises and worship Jesus and put Jesus on a pedestal, pay my tithes, and I'm good. And so that's how we engage with celebrities. This person has done, this person has accomplished that. I'm just going to sing their praises, put them on a pedestal instead of aspiring to be like them or aspiring to be something that evolves who they are as a person. And so that's basically how the mega church has set up the practice of worship or the practice of celebrating our creator, celebrating divinity, to honor it for what it has given, and to just mask our pain, mask our shadow work, dress it up real nicely, and come with some financial donations, and everything is fine. And so I was looking at that comparison today because for me, I'm one who wants to do this work in a way where I could connect with people and build healthy, meaningful, true, and authentic relationships with them. And the model that I use is more intimate, which is why I don't have the huge following and all of the numbers, because I really want to be able to engage with the people that are being impacted by my message, and I'm also being impacted by having them share their energy by supporting, by engaging with the content, by even sharing the content, by even talking about the content in their own words, and seeing how the next generation is engaging with the message and engaging with the practice of wholeness, of purple thought, of LelimLelur. And of course, I have to mention that the fact is, my work is not rooted in capitalism. It does not center financial profit, nor does it center fame, which is difficult in a society that is rooted in optics, public perception, and is very capitalist driven. I realized that I said I wanted a small, intimate church. I wanted a small, intimate congregation. And I realized I have that virtually. And I'm going to use T.S. Madison as an example, T.S. Madison and the Maddie mob, because T.S. Madison's spirituality is traditional. It is something that aligns with what is the mainstream practice now in the black community. What most black people engage with and connect with is Christianity, and T.S. Madison's message, more than anything, aligns with that message, which has given her the ability to have a mega church set up virtually. Like, she is virtually, Maddie Mob is a mega church. And Purple Thought is that little church, that little church on the corner where not that many people are there, but you know everybody, you communicating with everybody, and more than likely, you're likely to get help. It's not always about what you can give to that space. It's about what that space can give to you. And this is no slight to Madison, because I've moved past my critique of her. I'm not in that space anymore. But I want to call a thing a thing. Like, where Purple Thought is, where LelimLelur is, we're that small, intimate setting. And Maddie Mob and the like of those platforms are the mega church, and it's all about finding balance. It's all about not getting caught up. For me, it's not about getting caught up in narcissism, because you can. Anybody with a social media platform can get caught up in narcissism. And I do believe that I have those traits. But at the root, it's not about getting caught up in that. This is why nurturing apprenticeship has been so important for me, is because I would love to have a bunch of little LelimLelur purple thought spaces all over, where we could collectively work together, I don't need to be the grand poobah, but this is why cultivating the next generation has been so important to me, because all of this work shouldn't be on one person, a man, a woman. One person should not be the face or be expected to carry the weight of everything. Um, the next generation is super important to me. And so I just wanted to share that. LelimLelur Nation, Purple Ones, rise.